All right. Hi, my name is Preston Attebery, and me and my co-founder Leonidas are building BlockCities. BlockCities is a digital space for you and your Twitter friends. Just sign in with Twitter and choose one of these amazingly adorable characters. Then you can find friends to instant message and voice talk. You never have to set up a time or call, just visit a city to see who's around. If you want to chat, type a message and it appears above your head, but only for a few seconds. If you want to talk, walk nearby and your voice will be heard. Walk away and your voice fades. This makes talking online real time and ephemeral. So when your friends are in BlockCities with you, they're really there with you. House Party changed the game with their no call system. No need to set up a time. Just hop in the app and instantly talk with your friends. At BlockCities, we want to take that a step further. Not only can you instantly hang out with friends by visiting a city, but you can actually do activities together, like exploring, building, or just kicking a ball around. Just visit a city, find your friends, and you can do activities together. And each city is web-based. So you just click the link. There's no special hardware or software that's needed to join the fun. So far, we built city building. This is how users can create a city to host their friends, and they can customize it with different trees, waterways, and buildings. Already, users have created some incredible cities, and you can see some collectible buildings here. Users have built and collected over 3,000 buildings, bringing us more than $25,000 in revenue, and we're raising $250,000 to fuel our future growth. And this gets us really excited about the future of BlockCities. We want to bring even more fun to user cities. Things like customizable characters, collectible sneakers, the ability to run, jump, and fly, jetpacks, anything that would be fun to do with your friends in these digital cities, we want to bring to BlockCities. And that's BlockCities. If you want to join the beta, you can do so at blockcities.build, and you can join the waitlist there. All right, thank you.
Cool. So many questions.
Sure.
My previous startup was a social gaming company. One of those guys who spam you on Facebook, invite friends to kill other friends and pay us money. That kind of worked out well.
Yeah.
And I saw what you guys did with the mask there with the character. That's
Yep.
So,
sign of the times.
Yeah. For me to understand this clearly, so that it's like a concept, like to your point, like House Party / Clubhouse plus Animal Crossing, the city version.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the right way to mental model this?
I think so. Yeah.
And you mentioned like 25K in revenue. Over what time period is this?
So that was our first year of selling.
And when did you guys launch?
We launched in April of last year.
Cool.
And that was primarily selling buildings. So I will say our revenue is going to shift more towards in-game wearables and other things.
Mm-hmm.
But that is our initial revenue from selling collectible buildings.
I see. So who are your users? Their personas, demographic, who are these people?
I mean, so the tagline is Twitter friends. I think it's internet people. It's Twitter obsessed people. It's people who love being online, who love having this kind of digital life, who have friends that, may be across continents, countries, and people who are tweeting. So I think this is a way that on Twitter, you can get into some kind of conversation. On BlockCities, you can actually hang out like you are in person, but in this digital space.
Got it. Who do you think you're actually competing against?
That's tough. I think on one end, we are competing against things like Zoom, House Party, audio direct communication apps. I think on another end, we're competing with maybe more casual entertainment or ways to talk like Twitter. I think that we will pull from both. And I think that maybe some people will maybe play less Fortnite and be in here. Some people will spend less time on Twitter and be in here. It's hard to sum up, but that's what I would guess.
And one challenge with these kind of casual / gaming experiences that there's a lack of, or people get the fatigue / the novelty wears off within probably the first 12 to 18 months. That's why most of this casual gaming life cycle is fairly short. So how do you envision kind of keeping that momentum going, keeping this content fresh? What is your strategy there? Content strategy, I guess.
Yeah, I think the way to keep it fresh is definitely to design really nice in-game wearables that are always updating, new events that are constantly happening. I think what keeps this fresh is just the relationships and the people that end up in your city. And so I think if we get that ball rolling, then like your friends are going to be here. Basically, your friends end up on your city, you get a notification, you jump in. So you're not necessarily playing this as a casual game for maybe solo entertainment, but you're constantly going because your friends are there. So I think if we figure that out, which is definitely a question mark, then I don't think we have to worry too much about the maybe, the in-game items not being exciting enough or the gameplay not being in depth enough, because it's about the friendships that happen in there.
Got it. Yeah, seems like we're almost at time. I do have a ton of follow-up questions. This is an area that I'm personally passionate about. But a couple of feedback, I'm sure you've thought about this too, is
Sure.
really focus on the retention mechanism. You mentioned notifications a little bit, but retention mechanism, how to pull people back into and building a habit is super critical with, especially in the casual gaming experience. So retention mechanism / notification. And second is viral loops. Like, how do you get people to actively invite other people so that you're lowering the cost of acquisition, CAC, basically the CAC cost is going to be super critical, because it's incredibly hard for people to come find you unless you have the viral mechanism almost like built in as part of the experience. So that's one thing. So again, roses of thorns, a good things. This is kind of a new trend where Animal Crossing is kind of working out really well with the COVID. This clubhouse house party is definitely a theme. So I do think this is a very interesting opportunity. And people love building stuff. It's then how do you get people to brag that on social media? Just look at, check out my cool city, let's hang out. So you need to get those viral loops / bragging mechanisms in there. I do worry about the custom. I guess you definitely should talk to your customers a lot more. You mentioned Twitter, but Twitter is a cluster of different personas. There could be venture capitalists, startup founders, but also a bunch of whether it be teenagers or whatnot. So you really want to understand who your customers are, why they're playing, what are they, making trade-offs. You mentioned like Zoom, a house party, but like casual gaming, you will definitely have certain cluster of users who comes back to your platform. So you want to really double down on that. And what are they making trade-offs? Are they comparing you guys against Animal Crossing or Zoom, like what your main competition is, and really understand and build your features around that core persona, and the viral mechanism and the retention mechanism should all revolve around that customer persona, would be my suggestion. But
okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's helpful.
Cool. Best of luck, guys.
All right. Thank you.